Not was the chairman, ma'am, he is the chairman now of the Rajya Sabha. Dr. Surya Prakash ji, there has to be some humor and also to correct the grammar. Dr. Surya Prakash ji, Chairman Prasara Bharati, Sri K.G. Suresh, Director General, Indian Institute of Mass Communications, Sri Manish Desai, Additional Director General, Indian Institute of Mass Communication, Professor Geeta Bamjai, Dean Academic of this prestigious institution, my dear youngsters who are all students of this institute, and बहनों और भाइयों, यह मेरा सौभाग्य है कि आपने मुझे प्रथम अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी स्मृति व्याख्यान देने के लिए आमंत्रित किया। श्री वाजपेयी जी की गणना आज़ाद भारत के सर्वोच्च राजनेताओं में होती है। उन्होंने देश में संपर्क क्रांति का सूत्रपात किया है। उन्होंने लोगों को एकजुट किया, शहरों और ग्रामीण इलाकों को समीप लाए, राजनीतिक दलों को साथ लाए। वे ओजस्वी वक्ता थे और संवाद स्थापित करने में निपुण। भाषा पर उनकी पकड़, उनका शब्द शिल्प श्रोताओं का मंत्रमुग्ध कर देता था। वे कवि हृदय थे, लेकिन साथ ही सिद्धांतों पर निष्ठा मंजे हुए अनुभवी राजनेता भी थे। आज इस अवसर पर यह याद रखना प्रासंगिक होगा कि राजनीति में कदम रखने से पहले श्रीमान अटल जी ने अपना करियर एक पत्रकार लेखक के रूप में प्रारंभ किया था। अपने जिस विषय पर मुझे बोलने का अवसर दिया है वह आज का संदर्भ में वास्तव में बहुत प्रासंगिक है। लोकतंत्र का महान पर्व कुछ ही हफ्ते दूर है और मीडिया इस उत्सव के हर पहलू को कवर करने के लिए तत्पर है। साथ ही नकली, फेक न्यूज़, पेड न्यूज़ जैसी कुप्रवृत्ति के प्रति आगाह किया जाना बहुत ज़रूरी है। अभी कल ही चुनाव आयोग ने मीडिया में आई इस कुरीति की रोकथाम के लिए एक बैठक बुलाई भी थी। देश में लोकतंत्र के जड़े मजबूत करने में मीडिया की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका पर अपने आप विचार साझू करने में मुझे हर्ष होगा। I really feel it is a privilege to deliver this first Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Memorial lecture. Atalji was indeed a great democrat, and his contribution to enriching the democratic spirit of the country has very few parallels. His contribution as an outstanding parliamentarian to enriching the democratic discourse is indeed legendary. Sri Vajpayee has been one of the tallest leaders of post-independence India, who ushered in a connectivity revolution in the country. He brought a connectivity, air connectivity, rail connectivity, highway connectivity, rural connectivity, tele connectivity, television connectivity, port connectivity, political connectivity. What not? He brought connectivity everywhere. He brought people together, and he brought cities and villages together. He brought political parties together. He was a mass communicator whose mastery over language left audience spellbound. He was the architect of telecommunication revolution as well. It is incumbent on all of us to carry forward his legacy. That is the best tribute we can pay to him. He was a poet at heart and an astute statesman par excellence. What is quite relevant to remember today is the fact that he started his career as a journalist before he entered politics. It was explained earlier. He retained that rare ability to connect and communicate all through his life, traits that will undoubtedly inspire younger journalists like you people. My dear sisters and brothers and youngsters, the theme you have asked me to speak on is also quite topical. The great festival of democracy, 17th Lok Sabha, along with a few assembly polls, is a few weeks away, and the media is fully geared up to capture this festival's different facets. Democracy, in simpler terms, is a political system in which the people elect their government and hold it accountable through legislatures. In other words, people are the masters of their destiny. Elections are the bedrock of democracy. A thriving and vibrant electoral democracy has been India's distinct and durable entity. Long before it asserted itself as an economic, nuclear, and IT power, universal adult suffrage that we adopted soon after independence is a giant leap forward, a bold enterprise, and an unparalleled adventure. Participatory democracy is only possible through the active participation of citizens. Elections are sacred expression of citizenship. Voting is a national call of duty. Voting is a national call of duty. It is not only a right, but it is also a responsibility. Everyone has to understand that and do their duty so that the country can become mighty. The right to vote needs to be accompanied by the sacred responsibility of exercising that precious right. Voting in every election needs to be made a habit, good habit. Media has an important role in promoting participatory democracy through enhanced voter turnout, which in turn broad bases the foundation of democratic governance. Decades of democracy in our country has ushered in social changes by giving voice to the voiceless. Anthropological perspective of democracy says election campaign is a pilgrimage manifesting the inversion of power from the hands of politicians back to the hands of voters, that is citizens. With elections as its central and regular ritual enactment, democracy helps to maintain and restore equilibrium. Taking this ritual as the central metaphor, anthropological studies approach electoral process as a series of ceremonies and performances. An election is a celebration in two ways. It is a festival, social event, and it also involves a sense of democracy as sacred, and therefore elections are sacred expression of citizenship. My dear youngsters, media has an important role in promoting awareness about voting and to increase the voter participation for a meaningful democracy, which is all about informed exercise of choice and expression of opinions in our collective endeavor to sculpture a better future. Let us now look at the voter participation in general elections since 1952. At the time of independence, only about 16% of our population was literate. With 17.30 crore voters for the first general elections in 1952, the voter turnout was about 45%. Since then, there has been a 500% increase in both the size of the electorate and literacy, but the voter turnout has increased only by about 50% in the general elections for the 16th Lok Sabha in 2014. In the last 16 general elections, voter turnout has been lesser than 60% on 10 elections and more than 60% 6 times. With the persistent efforts of the Election Commission of India, voter turnout was 66.30% in 2014 in the last election, the highest since independence. This is low, but given the decline in voter interest in some societies, it is still better. It has to be improved further, and I hope in the coming election, people will turn out in larger numbers. Issues of social, political, and economic exclusions need to be addressed to ensure robust, confident, informed, and ethical electoral participation for enriching democracy. My dear youngsters, use of money, muzzle power, breaching the limits of election expenditure, invoking caste, region, religion, criminal antecedents of the candidates, paid news, fake news, violating the norms of a level playing field, violating the model code of conduct, inadequate representation of women in the legislature are the major pitfalls of our democracy and need to be addressed in quick time to make our elections more credible and inclusive. We are the largest democracy in the world. If you take care of these pitfalls, shortcomings, weaknesses, we can really feel proud and claim that we are the most vibrant, largest, meaningful democracy in the world. There is also an effort to combat menace of fake news. It was only yesterday that the Election Commission has held a meeting, evolve a strategy to curb this distortion by media. I always say, information with confirmation is more than an ammunition. If you have confirmation of the information, it's more than an ammunition. That's where this fake news also becomes important. There is every need to check this fake news. I'm happy to share with you some thoughts on the role of media within the context of deepening our democratic roots. India being the world's largest democracy, the role of media becomes all the more important. Media can actually be a force multiplier to sustain democracy. Media is rightly called the fourth pillar of democracy, as it is bridge between the people and the other three pillars of legislature, judiciary, and executive. One of the fundamental aims of democratic elections all over the world is to provide electorate with an opportunity to exercise their political rights and vote for the political parties and candidates of their choice. A meaningful way for exercising this choice requires, among other things, 1. A free and fair media that can report on the politics of the day in an unbiased manner. 2. An examination of the political agenda, platforms of different parties and their candidates, providing information about their intentions, policies, vision, corruption scandals, if any, the impact of their policies on the country and its citizens. 3. Ability to publish these views via different media formats like online, newspapers, and television. 4. An informed citizenry that respects facts and is open to reasoning, logic, love for country, and respect for its ethos. Media assumes a critical, crucial role when elections are concerned, and there is a need to link the citizenry of approximately 1.35 billion people. Media role is very important, especially during the elections. The chances of people propagating fake news increases. It is the responsibility of media to act like mythbusters in such sensitive times and report absolute, undiluted truth. Media has to ensure that public has access to all the information, that they need to make an educated and informed decision. The Representation of the People Act lays down the ground rules related to the conduct of elections in India. I am not going in detail to that. Every media professional who does election reporting must know the relevant provisions of the Act. Media can greatly contribute in the swift and effective conduct of elections in the country. Over the last few years, the media has come under serious attack in the country. Sections of the media for its biased role, publication of fake news, pushing the agenda of special interest groups like corporates, NGOs, ideologies, and foreign companies, raising serious questions regarding the media's impartiality and objectivity. What should be the ideology? That should be left to the people. That's why I always say that news and views should not be mixed together. News has to be factual, and views has to be left to the editorial page. Paid news is a matter of concern. Reporting is no longer perceived to be objective, and the media somewhere fails to fulfill these basic requirements of good journalism in the present scenario. But there are many good media houses which play crucial role, critical role in highlighting local, regional, and national problems as well as positive developments. But unfortunately, development good things, people performing their responsibility, doing their duty is no news for some people, because it's normal. But I feel in a developing country like India, even for the world, for that matter, development, good things, good examples, good practices must be part of the news. The quality of electoral process is the touchstone of a healthy democracy. An unbiased media ensures that the electorate is well informed about the choices. The tendency of media to add commentary to facts can be dangerous for democracy. As an old saying goes, quote, facts are sacred and opinion is free. So stick to facts, present them fearlessly, give opinions fearlessly, but when giving opinion, don't change the facts. The media universe is fast expanding with the explosion of social and new media. Sri Surya Prakash ji has explained at length how the media has grown. The social media sites, blogs, email, and other new media platforms have changed the role media play in elections with unprecedented opportunities for two-way dialogue and interaction. But this explosion is bringing in its wake certain serious challenges, primarily in the form of its misuse and abuse. While the emergence of social media has decentralized and democratized the flow of information and views, its potential degeneration has serious implications for democratic spirit and values. It should not be allowed to derail the democratic process at the time of elections. Media can dispel rumors and fact-check on fake social media narratives, which, if unchecked, can lead to social disharmony and unrest. However, what poses a challenge before the social media is the rampant spread of hate speech, false news, as elections draw closer. Media should play a responsible role in disseminating correct and unbiased information to its citizens. Fake news has become a major issue that media all over the world is waging a war against that. The trend sees like a hike in sensitive election environment when political parties try to tilt the narrative in their favor. While steps have been taken by Google News Initiative, WhatsApp, Facebook, in their capacity to curb the menace, efforts has to be made by traditional media and all of us as well to ensure that nothing but credible information is conveyed to the people. This is very, very important. As a recent Supreme Court judgment notes, the media is the watchdog of the Constitution. Media's role as a watchdog is perhaps its most defining characteristic apart from its obvious role as an information disseminator. The evil of paid news has been addressed by the Election Commission to some extent. Media has to shun this tendency, lest money power is used to influence voters through manufactured views and opinions of paid news. It's a known fact to many of us that columns coverage is decided on the basis of the cover you give. That is the talk. One has to take care of the same. Media should play an objective role. It should highlight and analyze the issues and challenges before the electorate instead of resorting to agenda setting and taking sides. One of the most important factors that guides the independence and watchdog role of the media is the ownership pattern that the media house falls under. The last few decades have witnessed the expansion of large media conglomerates owning a wide range of media along with the expansion into other business ventures. Mixing business and also media is a very dangerous trend, which is happening to some extent now. The greatest threat to Indian media independence, however, comes from direct political ownership of media house. Nowadays, you see political parties are floating newspapers. Politicians are floating newspapers. Politicians of the same party, if there are 4 groups, they have 4 newspapers. This is the reality today. And earlier I used to say, When I went to Singapore, I think much before 1980s, I was thrilled to see television channels, 27 channels, 28 channels, color TV. Because India at that time only one channel, Doordarshan, Dur se darshan karna, black and white dekhna. But it was pure. It was pure news. Now, thanks to the revolution, now we have more than 1,000 channels. Like the population is increasing, channels are also increasing. You can't count, you can't name them also. 24/7, making news, breaking news, नहीं तो खुद उनका news. आज तक, कल तक, सीधी बात, उल्टी बात, कितना बात है, याद रखना भी मुश्किल है. मैं किसी एक चैनल के बारे में नहीं कह रहा हूँ. जो ट्रेंड है ना, जो ट्रेंड ऐसा है, हर एक दिन एक चैनल नया पैदा होता है. जैसा हर एक मिनट एक बच्चे पैदा हो रहे हैं आजकल, ऐसा नहीं. ये तो वन साइड इज ए पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट, ऑन द अदर साइड इज वैल्यूज, एथोस and systems should not be compromised for partisan ends. That is the problem now we are facing. Otherwise, as many channels as possible, as many as opportunities, choices must be available to people in democracy, and everybody has a right to start some venture. Once upon a time, politics and journalism, professions used to be called as a mission. Of late, some people converted them into commission. Not all, fortunately, some. And they give remission to the truth and also omission to the facts. That is the dangerous thing now. If people can choose, now elections are there. I am not here to make any political speech or comment. I should not make, I am not going to make also. I have given up politics. I am retired from politics, but not tired from public life. That's why I am here before you. I have been going around the country, meeting university students, faculty, and reaching out to science and research laboratories and technology centers, and also meeting the farming community across the country, because agriculture is our basic culture. We have to sustain it also. And fourthly, I have been reaching out to various cultural bodies, because culture of India is widely respected, and also meeting different sections of the people, doctors, advocates, chartered accountants, or younger generation people, CAA, FICCI, ASOCHAM, Rotary Club, Lions Club, various organizations across the country, to convey my thoughts and also to know what is happening and what are their thoughts. Unfortunately, we have a demographic dividend. 65% of our Indian population is below 35 years. They have great aspirations, and one must live up to their aspirations and expectations. So I go around the country. My advice to people is, if people can choose the candidates on the basis of 4 C's, character, caliber, capacity, and conduct. 4 C's, character, caliber, capacity, and conduct of the candidate. If the voters are not led by astray, by considerations, the other 4 C's, some people are trying to replace these 4 C's by other 4 C's, some. One is caste, second is community, third is cash, fourth is criminality. This is, some people are trying to replace those 4 C's by these 4 C's. We must foresee these 4 C's coming into the field, and be careful. Should not be carried away by these things. The media can present the profile of contesting candidates with all antecedents. Our democracy will gain in strength. What is the character, caliber, capacity of this conduct of this person? What has been his performance? What is his contribution in public life? What is his basic qualification? What is his background? I am not interested in the background of his fathers, others. That is left to the individuals. What is required is about his past conduct, and also his past contribution, his contribution in legislature, contribution and conduct in parliament, how many debates he has participated, what are the meaningful debates, what is the contribution he has made to strengthen Indian parliamentary system, how many times he has gone to the well of the house. Going to the well of the house is done by people who are not well on the facts. You must understand this. Later, Rajagopalachari, the great, one of the most genius persons of this country, has once commented, if you are not well on the facts, go to the well of the house. So how many times he does it, and how many days he was present, how many days he was absent. All these details, if you can present, I am happy. Certain newspapers, I don't want to name them, there are few only, but others will take it otherwise. They are really doing a great service by presenting these facts of the present parliamentarians, past performance in the parliament, legislature at the state level, and also in the municipality and local bodies at the local level. These facts should be reminded to the people so that they can make an informed choice. That is also the duty of the media. If they can devote some space about the antecedents of these people and their contribution, it will be very, very useful. If media can present the report card of the performance of parties in an objective manner, if people can demand accountability from political parties on how far they have fulfilled their past promises, how they raise their resources, how they spend them, that will be really very useful. Political parties, some of them are habituated to make populistic announcements on the time of elections. And people should demand, okay, they have got every right to make announcement and pronouncement. But what is the basis? What is the budget? What is the fiscal deficit? What is the revenue deficit? What is the inflation? What is the debt of the country or the state or the municipality? How are you going to pay it back? All these details must be demanded from political parties. That sort of a report to the people, that sort of an analysis will really help the people, I can tell you. Because otherwise promises, everybody says that before the election everything is free, 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 free. After 71 years, nobody is asking anything free. They want assured power, quality power. They want their basic requirements to be met. They want good health care. They want good education, standard education. They want opportunity for the people in every walk of life. They want the suppressed, depressed, oppressed people to be taken care. They want no discrimination on the basis of gender. They want no discrimination on the basis of caste. No, they don't want any discrimination on the basis of region or religion. This is the aspiration of the people. So people, political parties must come out and present their case. What is it they have done? The promises they have made in their manifesto in the last election and the performance so far. Sometimes you may not be able to fulfill all the promises, but what is the percentage? What are the attempts you made? To what extent you have progressed? If these details are analyzed and political parties are demanded to present those facts before the people, that will go well, rather than diverting public opinion on some other issues, discussing issues which are not relevant, and then promising to the people that we will do this, we will do this, we will do that. So have you forgotten to do it earlier? That question should be raised. So this sort of a coverage, this sort of a debate, even in television channels, that is the need of the hour. I am very much in favor of it. So there has to be an accountability. That really makes our largest democracy in the world more vibrant and will make it as a more cleanest democracy. That's the role media should play. It should be a mirror that reflects the reality, neither magnifying nor diminishing, neither distorting nor mystifying facts. That should be the role of the media. You go and stand in front of the mirror in your bathroom, you will see your face only, without makeup. The media should play the role, as I told you, that it should reflect the reality. That will help you also. neither magnifying nor diminishing, neither distorting nor mystifying facts. मीडिया को इस भूमिका को निर्वाह करना है। वो एक दर्पण है जो सच्चाई को यथावत प्रतिबिंबित करते हैं, ना बढ़ा चढ़ाकर, ना कमतर करके, न ही तोड़मोड़ करके और ना तथ्यों को गोपनीय बनाकर। प्रेस की आज़ादी लोकतंत्र के लिए आवश्यक है, लेकिन इस आज़ादी के साथ साथ भारी जिम्मेदारी भी है सत्य, सौहार्द, खुशहाली, सुशासन। भारत इन मूलभूत सिद्धांतों का सदैव पक्षधर रहा है। अपने इन्हें मूल्यों को कारण वाजपेयी जी ने जाने जाते थे, सबके लिए प्रिय तथा आदरणीय थे। अभी सिनेमा में मेकअप होता है, सिनेमा इज फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट, सिनेमा इज फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट। यू फाइंड ब्यूटीफुल, ड्यूटीफुल, mightyful, allful. Afterwards, after the makeup is removed, everything is nil. So, cinema is an entertainment. We have to understand that. Makeup is required there to give the entertainment. But elections, democracy, this is a reality. It's a life. So we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. मैं आशा करता हूँ कि भारतीय जनसंचार संस्थान युवा पत्रकारों में इन मूल्यों को स्थापित करेगा। आप युवा पत्रकारों का एक ऐसा वर्ग बना सकेंगे जो अपनी कलम का प्रयोग एक बेहतर राजनीति को स्थापित करने के लिए करेंगे, लोकतांत्रिक शासन और अंततः एक बेहतर विश्व के निर्माण के पक्ष में करेंगे। A free press is essential for sustaining democracy, but that freedom comes with a tremendous sense of responsibility, a sublime mission to promote values like truth, happiness, harmony, good governance, all essential values that India has traditionally stood for and those for which Sri Vajpayee ji also is known for. He is no more there and he is not in politics, that's why. Otherwise, you know, we have elections around the corner. My dear friends, there are certain things which are concerning the people, which are agitating the people. One is defections. You can change party in a democracy, but you should leave the post that came to you through other party. You cannot say it is a defection. It's not a defection, it's only affection. That cannot be a perfection. It will be a deception. Secondly, people are not able to understand who is where. So the other day I was speaking in Hyderabad in a lighter vein, I said like the Indian railways, every railway station they say trains movement, raka, poka, that is arrival and departure. So like that I think it's the duty of the newspapers to maintain a column about arrival and departure of leaders from one party to other party, latest. By defections, we are making a mockery of the system. I am really concerned. I am a presiding officer of a house. And member defects. You don't take action. For years together, he goes to other party and becomes a minister. You don't take action. What is this? Such things should be questioned. People are definitely got a right to go to other party. If you don't like the party, its ideology, its programs, its leadership, you got every right. But you must give up. I was just morning only I was reading a case. I don't want to name the case because it will be seen as if one case connected 2009 elections is yet to be decided. 2009 over by 2014. 2014 over by 2019. Still the case is going on in the court. It's not only presiding officers, even the judiciary also has a responsibility to expedite election cases. That is the need of the hour. And then one is, as I told you, defections. Second is the corruption, the money power. Crores of rupees are being spent, that's being reported. And why it's happening? People should really, not political parties, people should really think about it. A person who is spending money, who is offering money, will earn 10 times or 100 times more that he is offering to you. That has to be understood. Third, parliamentary systems, parliament, assembly, municipality, these bodies, they should function effectively. Disruptions are a cause of worry. Disruptions are a cause of worry. The former president said, discuss, debate and decide. Do not disrupt. That's a very valuable advice to all our parliamentarians. That's why I want people to know about their performance in the last role that was given to them. And then use of caste, religion and region, arousing the feelings temporarily. Because no party can serve one caste. No politician can serve one caste. How many castes are there in the country? Nobody knows. He has to take care of the entire country, entire state, entire district, entire constituency. Not one, this thing, it's not possible. But weakness in our system is sometimes people try to arouse these feelings. One has to be very careful. They raise their ugly head during elections. And then criminality, dabang. लिखने में क्या दिखते हैं ऐसे आते दबंग ने तो क्या दबंग है? What is this dabang? It should be a negative word totally. And such people should be really condemned. And also the level of political discourse, the going down, falling level of political discourse is also a matter of concern. So I hope that all these aspects will be focused effectively by the media during elections. That will strengthen. As I told you, free press is essential for sustaining democracy, but the freedom comes with a tremendous sense of responsibility, a sublime mission to promote values like truth, happiness, harmony and good governance. I hope the Indian Institute of Mass Communication will instill these concepts in young journalists and create a new cadre of journalists who wield the pen masterfully to create a better polity with a higher quality, a people-centric, development-oriented, democratic governance, and ultimately a better world. What is required is not mere prosperity. Prosperity is also required, but happiness. That is there is a quest for happiness among the people. They want their level of their livelihood to be raised. So they want to be peaceful. They want to be happy. They want to be harmonious. That is the real polity that people want. So we should promote, encourage such polity, promote such quality so that the level of the people's happiness increases. We should give more importance to the rational voice rather than giving more coverage to the noise. That is what is happening nowadays. That should be avoided. My dear friends, youngsters, I thought I should convey my thoughts in a more frank manner, but I am also, is constrained of my responsibility as a constitutional responsible person. I am constrained by my protocol of the Vice President of India. So to the extent possible, I try to convey my thoughts to you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Jai Hind.